gotta make it out to Vegas, where the lights shine bright. Vegas, in the clear desert night. Vegas, where they can make you a star. Vegas, at the NFR.
NFR Extra is a podcast dedicated to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo and features icons and personalities that embody the Western lifestyle.
It's really crazy what our industry and all youth rodeo is doing for the sport. The money that the kids get the rope for nowadays, it's life-changing. 9, 10-year-olds are, making really, really good money, and that's just crazy. And I'm so excited for our sport and what the Junior World Finals is doing. All these rodeos are adding more money every year from last year, the year before, and I think that's why it's taking more money to make the NFR, which is great. You want the 15th place to have the most money ever each year. That means it's growing our sport.
This is Brylan Bentley, and you're listening to NFR Extra.
Doing good. How about you, Riley?
Oh, everything's good. Just sitting up here, freezing my butt off in Redmond.
Oh, we're not in Texas anymore.
Nope, 32 degrees this morning.
Woo.
Yes, sir. That's what I said.
But at least it's a wet 32 degrees.
It's not as cold as it is at home. Like if it's 32 in Texas, it's probably like 40 something right now here. If you equivalent to Texas 32, it ain't that bad, but it's still chilly.
That's a pretty good scale. I'd say you're pretty close to right.
It's still pretty cold.
Yeah, this is like
everybody been good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You ever watch the Game of Thrones, Riley?
No, sir, I have not.
All right. Well, that's they have the never-ending winter, and that's what this feels like. This is just that it's never stopping. We're never getting out of it.
Yeah, it's April. It's crazy. Crazy. That's good. Thanks for having me on.
100%. How does it feel to be number one in the world right now?
Oh, it feels pretty good. That's my goal my whole life. I mean, not just to be number one in the world throughout the season, but finish it off and have a gold buckle. Last year, struggled a little bit, made the finals, and then I learned so much over the whole year last year. I think, I'm a totally different roper than I was at the end of last year to this year, just consistently, and got a couple more horses that are fit me good, and I'm excited about this year. It feels great, but it's still April. Got a long rest of the season left.
What went into making it to the finals last year?
Well, so the rookies don't get to go to all the buildings, so I got to go to a couple of them. Didn't get to go to all of them, and then a lot of hard work, but once you get out there, it's everybody ropes good. I think everybody has a good horse. Everybody's doing all the same things. I think mentally you have to. Everybody gets beat down mentally. You just gotta really. I think that's the huge part is stay mentally focused and know why you're out there. Know you're good enough, and just keep your head down and get to it.
So Riley, with you being a rookie last year, obviously there's a learning curve with your travel schedule and entering and all of that. Who helped you kind of keep that organized? Because as you get into June and July, there's so much going on.
Yes, sir. I had Seth Emerson. I asked him a couple questions, but really I like to kind of do it all on my own, really just pay attention, read the PSN, kind of. No one's really going to know what your schedule is, what you want to do, what your rodeos you want to go to. So I kind of just stuck to, prioritize the tour rodeos and try to go the good ones and not kill myself. But, July is tough. Everybody's out there rodeoing, going to draw good. I think I won like 4 checks in July. So come
Wow.
August, I was done. Like you're just beat. Your horse is beat. You're beat. You ain't been winning. I went home for like 2 days and then come back to the Northwest and had a great, couldn't ask for anything better. Just placed every week and finished it off. But it's hard, come July, Cheyenne right there. If you're in the top, so many, you're going home. If you're in the bottom, so many, you're going home. So
Sure.
And last year was so crazy. I mean, after we got to August, the top 10 guys in the world, they weren't winning really. 11 through 25, everybody was winning. Them 10, 15 guys right there, it was crazy. Most money it ever took to make the finals in the calf roping. So really so I had a big week there, won Reno, won second at Greeley, and they said, it'd probably take about 85,000 to make the finals. And I had a $30,000 week before the 4th of July. And I had about 58,000 when I was like, look, this ain't too bad. If they say 80 is all it's going to take, got a couple months to get another 30-something thousand, but that was not the case. 101,000 didn't even make the NFR.
Wow.
It was crazy. Everywhere you went, then the 11 through 20 guys were winning. It can't get ahead, and you can't stumble your toe because next guy behind you is going to pass you up.
Definitely a knife fight on that deal, and the room for error is so small in the tie down roping. You just talked about getting some new horsepower to you when you're going down the road, like in the summertime in the battle of it all. Do you change up your horses from your winter program to your summer program?
So last year I had the black horse I rode at the finals this year. I rode him in the winter a little bit, but it really wasn't a winter for me. I didn't get to go to everything I got to go to this year. I got Fort Worth, Denver, and Austin's all I got to go to last year. So I got to go San Antonio, everything this year. So I bought the horse I rode this year right after the NFR, and I rode him at all the building rodeos besides Odessa. Rode him, everywhere. And I plan on taking him out there this summer, but he's been so good for me, and I have 2 other really good ones. I'm going to take him to probably 40 of the best rodeos and send him home. And I've been fortunate to have 2 really good other ones. It's not like I'll be on nothing less than what he is. So that's huge to have a couple horses that I can use through the season and stay hooked all the way through.
Is there someone that you've been reaching out to help you find these horses? Do you have not that it's a trade secret or anything. I just didn't know if maybe there's somebody that you reach out to when you're looking for another horse.
No, sir. I've been fortunate to really the ones that I found weren't really for sale or weren't really, I don't really know. I just, I've been blessed to be at the right time in my life and be able to buy them. Right. I just got getting this other horse, the one that Josie rode at the finals last year and rodeoed on. I rode him this past week and I got him up here at Redmond. I'm going to ride him out here in California and got the horse I rode the whole winter. He's back in Texas. I got to fly back and go to San Angelo. But no, I just been blessed to be in the position I was at the right time to be able to purchase them horses.
Talk to me about what your experience was for the Junior World Finals and how that maybe gave you some insight on what the future of your professional career would look like.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we go to Vegas in December to rope for me since I was, I think 11 years old. So for the past nine years, I've been going to Vegas to rope in December. It wasn't, nothing new really. But the competition, you're growing up against the guys you're going to rope against. Really, it's huge. The high pressure situation. Rope for big money in Vegas as 11, 12, 13-year-old. That just sets you up for. Really, when you're 18, you shouldn't be nervous. You've been out there, to, Vegas and got the rope for big money. And it's really crazy what our industry and all youth rodeo is doing for the sport. The money that the kids get the rope for nowadays, it's life changing. 9-10-year-olds are, making really, really good money. And that's just crazy. And I'm so excited for our sport and what the Junior World Finals is doing. Because, really, there was a bunch of junior opens, but when I went to Vegas the first time for the Junior World Finals, there really wasn't a lot of, big ropings, and that was the only thing out in Vegas. So like everybody wanted to, be out there, and it's a select few that get to go, only the best. So that's huge.
Do you feel like there's a setup that fits your style better than others, or a place that you're like, hey, when I go back there, I'm looking to win this thing?
For sure. I used to go fast all the time and just, go for broke every time. But, now you can't go for broke every time. You gotta, be fast, but be consistent. I try to, be prepared for any situation, practice, what's going to happen, and, figure out where I'm going, what the setup is, and, try to ride the best horse in that situation, and, give myself the best chances to win.
Let's take a quick pause, and we'll be right back. Looking to rope in some news and features you can't find anywhere else? Then look no further than the series of blogs at NFRExperience.com. You'll find customized content from experts in all things rodeo and Las Vegas. There's the NFR Insider, NFR Traveling Partners, and One-on-One with Susan Canode. Hurley's Hotspots and Heart of the NFR with Brian Hurlbert, NFR Experience with Patrick Everson, and the Junior World Finals with Jack Nowlin. There's something for all rodeo fans. Check it out at NFRExperience.com, because legacies and memories are made in Vegas.
How would you describe your style of roping? Like, is there something that stands out in your style? Is it your roping that's better, or the tying portion of it? Like, what do you think is your strongest point?
What my strongest point, I think, is, I've just said this before, but my horses right now are unbelievable. And, I have really 3 number 1 horses right now, and not, some people, don't even have really a number 1. So I think, horsepower and, being young and being, dedicated to my craft and, wanting to get up every day and do the best I can and be the best I can in and out of the arena. I think that kind of separates, the pack.
Do you hit the gym much, or are you just going straight for the fact that you've got great genetics and youth and some good horsepower and just rodeo?
I don't really, I'm not in the gym much. I like to, I like to tie a lot, tie from the post, and, do the things that, that's building muscle. So I like, them are the muscles that I need to work. I think if you get, too ripped and, not too strong, you can't be too strong, but you get, too ripped, your muscles they're not loose enough. And, I think just, be loose, stretch, and try to eat healthy, and, practice and have a game plan when you're going into it. I might have to, work out more later in my career, but right now I like to just, try to stretch and, practice rope and staying loose and being rope in shape.
I'm going to stay with that. Like, don't get too ripped. That's my focus.
Yeah.
I just can't get too ripped.
I wish I had that problem. So, Riley, you're spending a lot of time on the road. So I've got a 2-part question for you. Number 1,
yes, sir.
Where's your favorite place to eat while you're on the road when you have the time? And number 2, how do you keep yourself busy when you've got those long hauls from place to place? Because there's podcasts and radio and all that, but there's got to be some interesting things you can do along the way to kind of keep yourself entertained.
Absolutely. I like to, our favorite food place is probably any good Mexican food. We like to pull in there for Mexican food, but it just depends what part of the country we are. But Hibachi Steakhouse or some Mexican food. That's the place. But
I like it.
and staying busy, I like to plan ahead. So I'm always looking up, all these rodeos are adding more money every year from last year, the year before. And I think that's why it's taking more money to make the NFR, which is great. You want the 15th place to have the most money ever each year. That means it's growing our sport and that people are spinning out their hooks. So I like to, plan ahead, look at what rodeos are adding this summer already. Kind of, obviously you're not going to know exactly, when you get up and stuff, but kind of have a game plan of, what's going to be done. I didn't get to go to Canada last year. So I got to get in to go to Calgary this year and probably Ponoka and stuff. So I was looking at, what I need to do to have everything ready to go to Canada, and we go play golf a little bit, but I try to stay busy and try to stay entered up where we don't have a lot of downtime, but not kill ourselves. We'd like to have fun out here too. It's a job, but you're out here. It's not like your typical 9 to 5. You're out here all year and grinding it out. So you gotta keep it fun.
All right. So what's your order at the hibachi and then at the Mexican restaurant?
It's either like beef fajitas or like chicken quesadillas, and then like a steak and shrimp hibachi with double rice, no noodles.
Nice. That a boy. Okay. All right. We can go to dinner together now.
Keeping it tight.
Fair.
With regards, you've had some success, and I know that like going to Reno and getting the silver spurs, that's a pretty big accomplishment, and that's on a lot of guys' checklist. Give me one rodeo that you really want to win other than obviously the NFR, and give me what your career goal is.
What rodeo I really want to win? Oh, that's tough. All of them, really.
Yeah.
But
I need one, Riley. Give me one.
Pendleton would be pretty cool to win. Pendleton. I think I'll try to get the repeat over that Reno would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So now that you won Houston this year, are you going to change your summer strategy, or are you going to continue to keep things as you were?
No, sir. I'm going to, keep everything as I had it. Try to, go as hard as possible without, being ridiculous about it. But I kind of going to change up my game plan over the 4th of July and not try to go to, 8 rodeos in 4 days. I'm going to try to enter for, reruns and try to have the, try to have the best run possible when I show up and not be, tired and driving from here, flying, show up at a couple over the 4th of July and, be ready to go. Cause really last year, how I looked at it, I didn't have much success in July. It was tough. Calves were strong. Everything was, I really had that huge week of Reno, Greeley, nothing in July. And then there were so many good rodeos in the Northwest, August, September. That's where I made the finals, is August, September. All the rodeos I didn't even win first. I think I won first at one rodeo in the August, September, but just just tying them down, making good runs and getting paid. Stacking them checks together August, September, that's huge. So I'm going to try not to kill myself in July. There's so many more rodeos they add. Salt Lake City is huge this year, going to be a pro rodeo. So try to go to the big ones in July and then be ready to go hard as possible August, September.
So you growing up, I do want to know, is you've got some experience under your belt now. You've been to the NFR. You've been to some of these bigger shows. You've been to the big buildings. Growing up, did you say, I'm going to be Riley Webb, I'm going to be X time world champion? What was that number for how many time world champion do you think you got in you?
Whatever God wants me to do, but I really just want to, be able to rope for a living, do what I love to do every day, and be able to make a living. Gold buckle is awesome, and that it might come, but being able to show up every day and do my job, and be able to do what I love every day for a living. Not a lot of people get to do that, so can't take that for granted. But I'm gonna try to put myself in the best position come December every year and try to have a shot at it. And sometimes it's out of your will. You can't do nothing about it. It's just the draw, the calves, or you had a bad bad lick here or whatever, but just try to do the best I can and be in the best spot come December and see what I can do in 10 days.
That was like the most humble, wise-souled, many-time world champion answer from a kid that's got one NFR under his belt. I was looking for a big number, Riley, but that was probably the best answer that a guy could give me.
Who gets more nervous watching you, your mom or your dad?
That's tough. That's my dad probably. He's always calling, where are you at? I'm like, you know where I'm at. You just where you got drawn. When's the slack start? I'm like, the schedule I sent you, it says everything on there. What, like only thing I could add is what, who ran my calf. I'll add that in the let you know. But he's pumped. I got a great support system. Cousins, grandparents, mom and dad. You couldn't ask for a better support system. But said, they're all busy out there. Their 10 days is probably busier than mine out there, helping y'all out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mr. Dirk and Miss Jennifer, they will definitely keep you in line. And man, that's like you said, you had that tough go and you went home for a couple of days, and sometimes just some good cooking from Mama will give a guy a punch in the arm that you need.
Yes. Well, it's a funny story. We went home for 2 days, and then I was up at Lawton, Oklahoma, a couple hours from the house, and me and Dad went up there, and I was like 15. I was right on the bubble, and he was freaking out. I'm like, hey, this is not what I need right now. I just like, let's just talk about something else. Like, let's just. He was more nervous. He had 4 Mountain Dews before I roped that day. I think.
Oh God! Maybe switch the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing, Riley, because I see it with my dad too. I mean, I grew up watching my dad at circuit rodeos and thinking he was cool, and now my dad calls me when I'm at a rodeo because he thinks that's cool. So enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the people you have around you.
Absolutely. They want what's best for us. They're our number one fan, mom and dad. So it's just funny how the tables have turned. You're bugging them, and now they're not bugging me, but they want to know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you in Redmond this week here, Riley, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to visit with us, and we wish you nothing but the absolute best, and take that lead that you got in the world and run on with it. And we look forward to seeing you many, many, many times there at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me. It's pretty fun this morning.
Want to experience more of the NFR? Then visit NFRexperience.com, and we invite you to subscribe to NFR Extra on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever you're listening right now. If you like what you've heard on NFR Extra, we would love it if you gave us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe.